back to Ozarks Live. Every Tuesday, we shine a spotlight on a local business. This week, we're introducing you to Aviles Translations. Say hello to the man behind it all, Ricardo Aviles. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Excited to be here.
I'm
Welcome
excited to have you
Thank
here.
you.
Okay, talk about your business, Aviles Translations. What do you do?
So pretty much what we are is we are interpreters and translators in the Missouri area, where we pretty much help legal, medical businesses, and anybody who's going to need an interpreter or a translator is pretty much what we do. We have a very strict process. We started this in September with the help of some friends, and originally I've been doing this for a while because I'm not from the States per se. I'm from Puerto Rico. So I came to the U.S. in 2008. But before that, when I was in high school, I was an FBLA member, and I would get to go on trips in order to interpret for others.
Oh,
so
great.
that's pretty much how that started. So I got a few trips to Disney for free.
Okay, well, what languages are we talking about here?
For right now, we concentrate on Spanish. As we grow and as the need arises, me and my business consultant, Lucas Walker, have talked about expanding and being able to offer more languages. But for right now, the biggest need that we're seeing in the market in the area is for Spanish.
Okay, what was the thing that made you realize the need was there? Was there any one thing that made you go,
So what ended up happening was I was at home one day, and I had come back from the gym, and Mr. Lucas Walker was like, hey, you know Spanish, you should start a business. And a couple people had said it in passing, and I was like, you know what, yeah, I should. And then next thing you know, September 14 of last year, we got the LLC, got the website and everything going, and here we are.
Well, what kind of things are you talking about? Legal documents, personal issues?
We do a lot. We get called a lot for the legal. Like just today, I was at Christian County interpreting for some cases. We do some human trafficking cases. I've done some other high-end cases when I used to work at the federal level. When I was in the military, I also was utilized whenever we had to do a detention or arrest or something. I've worked with Springfield PD whenever we've had issues with some teenagers a lot. I also work with STF Partners, Child Services, Cleaver Company, which is a company that does a lot of stuff in Mexico and stuff like that. I also work with some of the New Mexico courts as their translator and their transcriptionist.
That's so interesting, because both sides need to know what's going on when something like this happens, be it
Translation
medical.
goes both ways.
It does. We just talked to Will Worsham. You know, imagine trying to traverse a legal document, even if you do speak the language, it's hard enough. But if you have someone there who can really read it to you and help you understand it, how many people work with you?
As of right now, it's just myself and Mr. Victor Batistas. Victor Batistas is our translator for right now, since he has a full-time job, but I pretty much run everything else. And then Mr. Lucas Walker from Business Consulting LLC, he does our marketing and pretty much like gets us help set up for like things as a Million Cups, preparing to come here and whatnot. So that's how we're running it for now.
Well, tell us a little bit about your experience with Million Cups.
Well, to be honest with you, Lucas Walker was the one who introduced me to Million Cups, because Lucas wants to come to the Rotary, because I'm also a Rotarian here in Springfield, and Lucas was like, hey, you should come to this place. It's right next to your house. It's a bunch of guys that they just gather together and they just talk about business, and you get free coffee. And well, I love coffee, and I was like, you know, I'm sold.
That'll get me there.
Yeah, I'm sold. And then next thing you know, one thing led to another, and I really didn't think they'd pick me to present. And you know, Lucas was like, no, you should apply. And then I applied, and like a month later, they're like, hey, we have a spot, come present. And here we are now, you know, knowing a lot of people and getting those connections out there and just helping the community in general is what I'm big about.
And I love 1 Million Cups because, you know, the people in the audience will give you insight and tips on what they think you're doing right and what you might need to be doing. But I love what you said just before we went on the air when we said, were you nervous at all to present in front of all these people? What was your answer to that?
My answer to that was, it's not as nerve-wracking compared to, you know, interpreting for a person who's a human trafficking or human smuggling victim.
Yeah.
That has got to be intense. So someone like you has to really have it on the ball in terms of being able to translate this, but also be able to handle a very emotional and frightening situation.
You have to be very neutral, and you have to have your mind in the game. You can't really pick sides at any point in time, and that's the key of a good interpreter, is just being very neutral to both parties, because it's not our job to be investigators or, you know, as interpreters or translators. It's not our job to investigate. It's pretty much our job to break that communication barrier so everybody can understand what's going on.
Wow.
That's pretty much our job.
How do people reach you if they want more information?
To reach us, you can reach us at our phone number, which is on our website, avilestranslations.com. You can also visit us on Facebook, which is at avilestranslations.com, at Aviles, Facebook / at Aviles Translations. And that's pretty much the primary way to reach us. We're a 24-hour, 24/7 interpreting agency and a translation agency, so I do get calls at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and got to go do work. So that's happened a couple times.
Good grief.
The way it works. Ricardo Aviles, thank you so much. What an interesting business.
Thank you so much. I
Thanks
appreciate
for
it.
being
work.
with us today.
Wow.
Thank you.